Welcome back to my channel. My name is Carter Walker. I love talking about movies, music, comics, and games. Anyways, I just saw the new David Ayer movie, The Beekeeper, like I mentioned in the intro, and it stars Jason Statham, and it's kind of like a John Wick-esque throwback action movie where there's this guy who used to be this secret agent, or he was in a secret program where he's an action hero, action star. He has all these skills. Something happens and he retires, and then something else happens, and he's like, I gotta unretire. In the Jason Statham voice. And I went into this movie with like zero expectations because it's a January movie. And I love dumb action movies. My dad, growing up, we always watched movies like Eraser, like Rambo Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, like Last Blood, we went and saw in the theaters. And of course, like the John Wick movies, Matrix, you see, like all these smart and less smart action movies like Eraser. And so I kind of went into this and I was like, as long as it's a throwback to like the Arnold, the Stallone, the Van Damme, like action hero genre, then I'm good for it. And it was. So this is going to be a quick review because there's not a lot to say apart from if you're an action fan, you'll probably like this movie if you can go in and turn your brain off. It's entertaining. It's not anything that's going to change your life, but it's entertaining enough. Like it does the job. I'm definitely happy with the $5 that I spent to go see it tonight, and I would have paid like regular price ticket. So take with that what you will. Anyways, for the rest of the video, I'm going to go over the positive, mixed, and negative like I usually do. Have you seen The Beekeeper? Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. The best joke of January, if you are a movie person, is it's the best movie of 2024. Anyways, with the positives here, of course, Jason Statham produces this movie. David Ayer directs it. So the action is great in this film. I could have done with a little more gore, if I'm being honest. The violence is all there. However, there's a ton of like off-screen kills or like bullets that just like kind of shoot people. No blood spurts, no blood all over the wall or anything. So I could have done with a lot more gore. However, the action here is great. Statham is a amazing action actor. He loves like his hand-to-hand combats, and he uses the environment really well in this film. So it's always entertaining when you're in a new place or new area where Statham can take out baddies, and you're just wondering what he's going to do next with the environment. And that was a ton of fun to me. The supporting cast here is pretty good as well. Everyone has their moments, especially Josh Hutcherson and Jeremy Irons got like big reactions out of our theater because they're just so over the top. Josh Hutcherson especially, to where every bad guy in this movie is just so extremely over the top to where it's like comical, and it's just really fun to watch. Just very, very entertaining, and every aspect in this movie just builds to entertainment. The pacing is very, very quick and rapid fire. The plot unfolds in a pretty fun and easy way, so it's not like you're struggling to keep up. It's very simple, and it's like, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what they're going to do next. They got to stop Jason Statham, and he's going to kill everyone. Or do you want him to kill everyone? And so there was a ton of fun just kind of sitting back and watching it unfold. Like I mentioned, David Ayer is a competent director when he gets good scripts. This is probably David Ayer's best movie since End of Watch. Not like there's been much competition at all, if any. So take with that what you will. There's no competition there, but and just kind of one last positive is I thought the action choreography was a ton of fun too. Very creative and just a ton of fun to watch. Into the mixed, like I mentioned, I could have used a lot more gore. That's like a tiny nitpick. I'm not going to hold that against the movie because there's gore in here. There's some like fingers getting cut off, people getting cut in half, stuff like that. So I really enjoyed those moments. I love when action movies are like comically over the top. And this was comically over the top in plot and structure, and the action was like over the top, but not in a comical way. And obviously, the big mixed about this, it was a positive for me. Your enjoyment, the mileage you're going to get out of this is how much you can just sit back, relax, turn your brain off, and just listen to this movie be so over the top and cheesy, but in a fun way. To where some movies I would criticize and critique because it's so cheesy and just so over the top. But this movie is so over the top and cheesy, and it knows that it is. Everything in this film just feeds into that. And so I had a great time just sitting back and saying, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that adds up. It's just feeding itself and feeding itself and feeding itself to where it's just so blatantly over the top the whole time. And I was like, yeah, this is good. I like this. This is a ton of fun. But if you're somebody that has a hard time kind of getting into that, then you will probably hate this movie because every inch, every second, every frame of it just feeds into being so over the top. You have the intro to where this old lady just gives all of her information away. And yes, it's very practical. It's something that I see happen all the time. So that's the movie that you're getting. They're not going to be like, we have to get this money back. Jason Statham's like, I'm just gonna kill everybody involved, and all the agencies involved are like, yeah, we're just gonna try and track Jason Statham. We don't really want to help this old lady's money get back to where it's supposed to be, so just track Jason Statham. Getting into the negatives, honestly, this is just face value, an action film. There's not much else to it, and that is really not a negative. I'm just kind of stating this. Again, this is a movie that's going to vary on your enjoyment, how much you can just turn your brain off and let go. Did it do that? Yes. Was there great action? Yeah, but when you're spoiled with movies like John Wick, Mission Impossible, movies like that, then a lot of the action in here doesn't really stand out. It's just like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, that's pretty good. I like that. And it's not anything that's like gonna stick in your brain forever. It's just a perfectly turn on action movie, enjoyable action flick. I said action like 4 times. But in all honesty, this review can just be summed up as if you like dumb action movies, you'll probably like this. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. This movie didn't do a whole lot for me, but it was very entertaining and enjoyable to go check out. And those experiences I value quite a bit. So overall, I'm gonna give this movie like 6.5 out of 10. It was solid, like on the end. I need a better rating system because I'm not going to be like, this is a 7 out of 10 and Killers of the Flower Moon is a 7 out of 10. They're not on the same wavelength. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Got to work on my rating system. Anyways, that's really much it for this review. There's not a lot to go into it. I apologize. As always, my name is Carter. Let me know what you guys thought about The Beekeeper down below in the comments. And as usual, have a great rest of your day.